Hello, I'm Grant Cesarek, Deputy Chief with Golder Ranch Fire District. Golder Ranch Fire District is a 10-station fire district just north of Tucson, Arizona. We service the areas town of Oro Valley, town of Marana, unincorporated Pinal County, and unincorporated Pima County. We operate out of 10 fire stations. We have approximately 270 employees. All of our apparatus is at the ALS paramedic level, and we do also have ground ambulance transportation through 6 ALS ambulances. One of the largest fire districts in Arizona, and we pride ourselves on providing that high level of service to multiple communities and multiple areas. My assignment when we were teaching the EMT portion of our training academy was the division chief of EMS. And at that point, it was my responsibility to make sure that our EMT program was delivered properly and that students were successful through the course. So in 2020, in the height of the pandemic, we had a need organizationally to host and put on a training academy. We had some openings, we had a change in our delivery of service to the community, and what our need was about 20 employees. And we started searching as to how to expand the pool of candidates. And the reason why was the pool was very narrow because of the pandemic. A lot of the EMT courses weren't available to the general public. So our students that had maybe gone to a community college or had gone through a fire academy elsewhere, they just couldn't get their hands on an EMT course. So we had a very small, or we were forecasting a small pool of candidates, and we decided let's teach the EMT in there to open that up in our training academy. And working very closely with our local community college, we reached out to them. They had a long-standing EMT program, also a paramedic program, and we asked what software, what do they use, what techs do they use, and their recommendation was to go with the Jones & Bartlett emergency care and transportation of the sick and injured. And at that point, we were able to jump on board with the Navigate software. We got support from Jones & Bartlett. We built out our class, we built out our tests. We had everything set up and ready to go. And as the first time of being the lead instructor for me, it was very rewarding to know that I had the support from Jones & Bartlett, I had the support from our local community college, and we just stayed with that same text. Many of our employees had gone through that text previously, so it opened up a lot of windows for us to where if we had students that needed help from our current employees, we weren't using 2 different texts to where people didn't know what they were speaking to. So we had a lot of support that was available for our students at that point. So the Navigate system was very user-friendly, extremely user-friendly. This was my first time to deliver the course content. And I was very nervous. I knew that I had the livelihood of our 21 students that had come into the course. I knew I had their livelihoods in my hands. So I had to make sure that the delivery of the content was going to meet the needs for not only passing the test within the course and within the training academy, but also at the end when they needed to take the National Registry test. So the Navigate software, very easy to get your students entered into the class, follow through with the grade book, stay up on the tests that they were taking, find the areas where they were to be able to see their strengths and weaknesses, and then work through on your delivery of the content to maximize and reduce those weaknesses that the students had. So digging into Navigate was very simple as far as the instructor side, the instructor interface. Now the content of the PowerPoints was excellent. You can edit to meet your needs. Say if you have a change in your clinical care that needs to be delivered in a little different way, you can adjust those PowerPoints and tailor them to your exact needs. Now on the student interface, the student side of things, we didn't run into any problems at all. And that, to me, in a 5 to 6 week EMT course, if your students don't have any problems with connectivity, access to the content of the course, they can be successful. I liked the fact that you can control when students get access to some of the later chapters in the text. Because a lot of times you had students that wanted to fast forward. They wanted to get way ahead, and what the platform gave you is that ability of controlling how much content they had access to. So you'd have a student who thought they were doing really well in an area. Lo and behold, they're not doing so well. You can control them from advancing until they really mastered the content that you had already delivered. So in our area, we brought in 21 students. We actually started with 22. We had one that had dropped out because of medical reasons. So 21 students that we taught in our training academy. We had 4 students that did not have their National Registry EMT. And I felt very strongly that I could get them through the system, through the program, and then arrive at a passing grade on their National Registry. I had a few lecturers available to me, and none of us had experience in delivering the content. We had an RN available to us and several folks with long-time paramedic certifications, but narrowing that down and making sure that the delivery of the EMT content was precise so that the students could pass the tests that they needed to, that was very nerve-wracking because it's their livelihood and we wanted them to be successful. So our 21 students all passed. Our 4 that needed to pass the National Registry all passed. And so the success story in there is utilizing the software that we had available to us, utilizing the text, and working very close with our students. We had a 100% pass rate. And that to me is a success story in itself, not only for our students, but also for the platform, for the text, and for our instructors delivering the content. I think at Golden Ranch Fire District, we're so willing to help others. If there's anybody that's on the fence as to which text or which platform they should use, please reach out to us. We're happy to help you and happy to show you some of the things that we've done. One of the great things about the software is that you can share your course identification number. So if something that worked for me inside of our course, I can share that with you and we can move that right over into your platform. And so you can kind of cross and help each other. So I'm happy to help. If there's anybody who wants to reach out and has questions, we're happy to jump in and assist. The software is extremely easy to use, the text is easy to follow, and the content is excellent for folks that need to be able to pass the National Registry test and then be out on the streets providing that level of care that we expect in the community.